ó ti parí o. Fúlàní àtàwùsá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun, wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun pẹ̀lú ara wọn. Ara nǹkan tá à ń sọ fún yín lélẹ̀. Èmi kọ́ ni mo sọ̀rọ̀ o, wàá gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu CDS Nàìjíríà, Chief Defence Staff, ọ̀gá àwọn àmì pátápátá, ológun tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí, ológun Haúsá àtògun Fúlàní ni. Àwọn Fúlàní ń claim pé Haúsá Fúlàní làwọn, àwọn Haúsá ní kò sí ohun tó jọ mọ́, wọ́n láwọn dá dúró ni. Wọ́n ní gédégbélé kó wà, wọ́n ní Haúsá làwọn, àwọn ò mọ tó ń jẹ́ Haúsá Fúlàní. Bí wọ́n ṣe ń kó gbogbo ẹ̀ wọlé ni Chief of Staff sọ. Chief of Defence Staff ni wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Enough, I think this time enough should be enough. Ọmọ tí Sunday Igboho dẹ̀ ń pariwo pé ẹ jẹ́ ẹ dá dúró, ẹ ṣẹ́nu ṣùtì bí ìdán tó kọ pọ́nrán, ẹ ń ṣe pálapàla bí ewédú tí ò ní kán. Now àwọn Haúsá ti yarí báyìí. Chief of Defence Staff ni ẹ wá gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu wọn, àwọn ni wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn. Gbogbo bí àṣírí yẹn ṣe tú, wọ́n tú. Ẹ wo ẹnu tèmi kọ́lẹ̀ tí máa gbọ́ happy new year in advance o. Àbí new year ti dọ́dọ̀ sí yín, okay, happy new year. Mo ní kí sáré mélèé wá fún yín ká tó wọnú ọdún tuntun. Joyful lèmi fi wọnú ọdún tuntun o. À ń pariwo fún yín pé ẹjẹ́ á dá dúró, ká dúró ti Yorùbá nation. Ṣùgbọ́n orí ẹlòmíì, orí ò kí ń jẹ́ nǹkan ọ̀fà. Now àwọn Haúsá náà ti yarí nísìn wípé ilé bàbá àwọn tó lọ, àwọn ò lè gbàlejò ọ̀ràn tó máa ba yé àwọn jẹ́. Ìjọ tó bá wá lé wọn kúrò nílé Haúsá, ibo náà máa darí wá. Despite the fact wípé many of them, àwọn Fúlàní yẹn, àwọn ni governors nílé Haúsá. Àwọn Haúsá ti yarí, wọ́n náà ò kì í ṣe nǹkan kan náà. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ ti ń claim Yorùbá Fúlàní. Fúlàní Ìlọrin, Fúlàní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́, Fúlàní Ìwó, Fúlàní Kogi, Fúlàní kinní kan. Wọ́n dẹ̀ abájọ, wọ́n ti ń fi style wá sísàlẹ̀. Wọ́n ti ń claim Yorùbá Fúlàní, wọ́n ti ń fẹ́ wa lọ́mọ, àwọn ọmọ wa náà ti ń lọ fẹ́ wọn. Ẹ wo ìfẹ́ kó lọ jìnnà, ìfẹ́ kó lọ fàfà, because báyìí kí ni máa ń fà á já làwọn Haúsá dúró dè báyìí. Wọ́n á fa anything máa fà á já mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ lọ́dún tuntun. kí ni máa bírèkì ẹ̀. Tinubu bírèkì ìlú yìí. Ẹ tíra ìkẹ́kẹ́ gé kíní sí PCC. Ẹ fi yín já ẹran kó ní kálukú kó tiẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ everybody máa bọ̀.
Tell ourselves the truth. What is going on in the northwest is the Hausa Fulani fight.
Hausa Fulani fight.
No, we don't mention it. That is the bottom line. The Fulani man feels anytime he comes to town, he's molested, he's killed. The Hausa man believes that the Fulani man using his headsmen enters his farm and destroys his crops. So it's been a long time, I'm sure you're aware, it's been a long time issue that had not been addressed. So it's a political issue that should have been settled before. It had been allowed until it evolved to what it is today. Now, acts of criminality now came in. When acts of criminality came in, they felt that now, because the borders, I mentioned the issue of porous borders where weapons are moving in and out, and that's why they felt that, yes, since their cows are being attacked, they too should be protected. And that's why you see major of them carrying arms. And before you know it, those that didn't have cows started into acts of armed robbery, small stealing, until it graduated to where it is now. Then the Boko Haram, with the hit they got in the northeast, a lot of them moved. So it's a convergence of criminality that has come together to build up to what the acts of banditry. And the only way they make money is what? Kidnapping. When they kidnap, they make money. Now, the state governments, yes, in order to address that, I personally support civilian JTF. We use them effectively in the northeast. But how did we apply them in the northwest? What we did, the communities were the ones that identified youths that had character, that were reliable, that were honest. They brought out those names, gave the state government. The state government brought them in, profiled them with the police and the DSS, the State Security Service. And then they were now handed over to the military. They were trained with the mandate to protect their communities, not to go and attack another person. Because one, the military, the armed forces, we are not many. We can't be everywhere. There is no country that have security forces everywhere. So their own intent is, the mandate for them is protect your community while the main forces are coming. So you delay them until that. And that's how we have used them. And frankly speaking, they've given us a lot of, because one, they know the areas very well. They know the area. They can tell you where IEDs are, which routes are clear, and all this. And so we use that well. But what we found out in the Northwest is a lot of this were not done. And the danger is, don't ever allow a training to be viewed, the perception of that using one ethnic group. Like I told you from beginning, the issues were Hausa, Fulani. Now, if you have civilian JTF that is only Hausa, what would the Fulani feel? He will feel threatened. And that is what is causing the problem. If you sit down now to look at in Katsina State, how many have been killed so far? Because one, they operate in Northeast, they operate with the security forces. There is no operation they don't go together. So the security forces will give them that experience and the tactics to use. In this other area, they want to go alone. And you know that they've started also vendetta, starting to also settle personal scores. So they've derailed from the main objective of protecting their communities to settling personal. Some of them now have started settling land issues, marital issues, things that are not part of what they are supposed to do, because again, they were not controlled.
On the issue of the Northwest crisis, CDS, you say you didn't mention it. It's a delicate, it's a delicate thread or delicate line to discuss about the Hausa Fulani issue. If you ask me what is the difference between Hausa and Fulani, I'm an Hausa Fulani man. Most of the gentlemen you see here, they are Hausa Fulanis. Perhaps when we listen to the efforts of Katsina State tomorrow or thereabout, the deputy governor or with the commissioner for internal security will be able to tell us what is it really. But our moral values have decayed. From our roots, the traditional leadership system has been eroded. You can see back home what happened. The traditional rulers have been made to look, next to nothing. And they play a significant role. While growing, I never gave them a space. I was never their fan. But, when I grew into an adult, I got to realize that, yes, they contribute a lot to the security of our local communities, which also speak to the issue of, community policing.
So virtually almost everyone. And I also want to appreciate the fact that the harder farmer clash laid the foundation of where we are today. Of course, there was that crisis before. But what is happening today is criminality, and the issue of control of resources has also set in. We have abundant mineral resources, and most of the illegal mining activities that is going on in the country, particularly this Northwest region. We have support for external factors over control of illegal mining activities, particularly in Zamfara and Katsina State. So much abundance of gold, lithium, name them all.
And Nigeria is still poor.
And I also want to appreciate the fact that part of what we did to ensure that we support the security and try to deal with the criminality issue. We look at all that has been going on, inadequate resources, personnel and whatever on the part of the conventional security forces. And we have no option than to come up with a homegrown initiative by involving the locals to protect themselves. The recruitment process we went through was one that is supposed to be done even by the conventional security forces. Because no politician was involved in the recruitment process, we started with 8 frontline local governments, where we recruited 1,466 personnel. And the imams, the traditional rulers, and all the other opinion leaders were involved in vetting the people that we selected. And the training we gave them was a normal conventional training, because we have some retired military officers from the state who volunteered to train them along with the military training. So we deployed them back to their communities, and we have a joint operations. I want to admit that even if there is no synergy anywhere between the security forces and the locally trained vigilante or whatever, we have it in Katsina State. We enjoy the support of all the security forces. I personally, as a deputy governor, I coordinated the entire security operations, which we conducted at least for a period of 1 month, to allow our people to go to farms. The military, the DSS, the police, all of them were involved. And we are monitoring weekly the performance, and we made sure that there's absolute synergy and control by the security forces on what the operations that was carried out by the security watch corps. So also, we didn't even stop at the connected approach. We also look at the non-connected approach. We realize the role this traditional institution can play into this. For the first time, we recruited 6,652 ward heads and put them on payroll in Katsina State, just to support the security architecture. Apart from those that we recruited and trained under the community watch corps, because virtually Katsina is more than 90% Muslim population, so we also had to involve the ulamas, the religious leaders. We have 2,550 mosques in Katsina State. We made sure that we recruited at least 3 people, the imam, the assistant imam, and the ladan. We put them on payroll, and they are also assisting us in preaching against this violence and other criminal activities. And they form part of the community security committees across the state. So these are some of the things that I feel that I should share with the Chief of Defense Staff and other people that happens to be around. And most of the other initiatives that we have done, I will address it in my presentation tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll agree with me. This has been a very exciting session, and I couldn't have asked for a more eloquent and elaborate panel. General Musasa and Professor Prinsloo. Could we put our hands together as a show of appreciation of a very, very well articulated panel discussion? I think we can break off now. And
Yeah. And they are also assisting the Chief of Defense Staff against this violence and other criminal activities. And most of the other initiatives that we have done, community security
SHANGBA
across the state.
Thank you very much, Deputy Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll agree with me. This has been a very exciting session.
And most of the other initiatives that we have done,
I couldn't have asked for a more eloquent and
SHANGBA.
Thank you very much, Deputy Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll agree with me. This has been a very
could we put our hands together
session
as a show of appreciation of a very, very well articulated panel discussion? I think we can break off now.
And Professor Prinsloo, could we put our hands together as a show of appreciation of a very, very well articulated panel discussion? I think we can break off now.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ṣé ẹ gbọ́ ọmọ nígbà tax reform bill wọ́n pariwo they have how many mosque how many mọ́ṣáláṣí ni wọ́n sọ pé àwọn kọ́ over 2,000 mọ́ṣáláṣí 66 states kan àbí local government kan ní ẹ bá mi bi wọ́n pé how many factories ló wà ńbẹ̀ ẹ bá mi bi wọ́n pé how many companies ló ń generate owó wọ́n pe àwọn àlìwúlà mọ́wù àwọn imams to preach against violence fún àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n fún lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ baálẹ̀ ń tàgbó ìyàwó ẹ̀ ń tò gógóró ọmọ ń gbowó ìta ẹ̀dẹ̀ sọ pé o fẹ́ ṣù lábúlé ẹlẹ́ o fẹ́ ṣù lábúlé baálẹ̀ ń tàgbó ìyàwó ẹ̀ ń tò gógóró baálẹ̀ ń tàgbó ìyàwó ẹ̀ ń tò gógóró ẹlẹ́fẹ́ ṣù lábúlé ẹ máa rí gòbè ògùn gbọ́ ẹ máa rí wèrè ẹ fẹ́ rí wèrè ẹ sì máa rí wèrè ẹ tí rí nǹkan kan àwọn ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ kọ̀ tẹ́ ẹ rán lọ sí school owó tẹ́ ẹ fi dá company factory kalẹ̀ kẹ́ fi dá schools kalẹ̀ ẹ fi dá mọ́ṣáláṣí kalẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ kan tí ẹ nìyẹn wà problem tiyín nìyẹn ìyẹn ò kàn mí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá ń wò mí tẹ́jọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ̀kọ́ wo lẹ rí mú jáde nínú tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn gangan ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ti rí ọ̀dọ̀ tí wọ́n locally wọ́n train àwọn ọmọ wọn bóyá ń train ojúlówó ọmọ ni wọ́n train boko náà o and many of them o they call them repentant boko repentant bandits mi ò gbọ́ rí láyé mi ò gbọ́ rí now wọ́n ní ìjà tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ìjà Haúsá àti Fúlàní ni ẹ̀wọ̀n tó dìde ó láwùsá Fúlàní lòun ó ní gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń wò yìí ó láwùsá Fúlàní ni wọ́n now you are training your people ẹjọ́ ṣé wọ́n gbà wá láyè níbẹ̀ yẹn ṣé wọ́n gbà ká wá defend ilẹ̀ tiwa ká kí Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà ooo ká kí Àdìsá ọmọ Adéyẹmọ tí ò bá bọ́ ta ni wọ́n ti pa Sandoro tí yóò bá lára Sọ́nà Bábíṣì yà wọ́n ti bá ẹlòmíì sùn ẹsẹ̀ bó ṣe máa yẹ̀ ní shock absorb ẹlòmíì bó ṣe máa yẹ̀ ní ọwọ́ tí wọ́n ń gbé bọ̀ Mọ́jàsọ́lá ò ní dààmú tí olóyè Sunday Igboho bá dìde ni mi ìṣúọ̀ wípé everybody ò ti ní sákò nílẹ̀ Yorùbá náà àwọn fún àwọn wọn ní training 2,000 kìíní kan 6,000 plus and wọ́n fún wọn lówó yet àwa ò lè defend tiwa àwọn ní local vigilante Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn tiwa ìjọ ọkọ àti ìyàwó làwọn náà ń lọ parí àwọn àlìwúlà mọ́ òzùn wọn àwọn ọba wọn ní they have to involve them àwọn ọba tilẹ̀ Yorùbá ń kọ́ àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ń kọ́ àwọn dà wọ́n lọ patí ó ti rí nǹkan wọ́n ẹ̀ tí rí nǹkan kan ó ti rí nǹkan tó kó kalẹ̀ you see am for Jagamu you dey see am for Jagamu wo tí wọ́n ń kó lé àwọn ọmọ wọn lọ́wọ́ you see am àwọn local vigilante wọn nìyẹn o ṣáwa ò láwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n dáńtọ́ eléyìí ò lè jẹ méjì o tó bá jẹ ọ̀kan tán gan olójú kòkòrò ni o ò lè jẹ méjì tó bá ń gbọ́ 1 blow 7 die òun náà kó dá nìyẹn ṣáwa lè nírú yẹn ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá kí wọ́n sponsor rú yẹn ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ká mọ́ wá pariwo pé ẹ ń jí wọn gbé o ààrẹ kan lọ o ààrí kinní kan ṣe o ẹyọ̀kan tó dìde fún wa Àdìsá ṣùgbọ́n ní kán lọ mú ni white wọ́n claim Haúsá Fúlàní àwọn Fúlàní láwọn àwọn Haúsá sọ pé àwọn ò kì í ṣe ara yín ẹ láwùsá Fúlàní ni yín now listen and listen carefully.
The Fulanis are hiding under Islam. They are confusing our people, especially the Hausas.
They are using Islam. Ṣó ti gbọ́?
They are confusing our people. All the imams in Nigeria, especially the northern part of Nigeria, all of them are Fulanis. They are confusing our people.
Show you anything.
Because they don't want us to think for ourselves. They always want us, anything they tell us, whether good or bad, we should just follow them.
We should do it.
This thing, it has to come to an end. Gaskiya. So Hausa people, please and please, my people, you people you have to differentiate between religion and culture and language. We have to differentiate that. Because we mix everything together. We mix Islam, we mix everything, we mix religion, not matter of Islam, because they even put hate on us. Anybody that is not Muslim, we should not like him, especially the people that are Christian or any religion that are Hausas. They call us Maguzawa, non-religionists, and it's a lie. Just it's a propaganda, because they want to rule us. We are like a slave to them. It's not that enough. Now they are killing our people each and every day. They are killing our people. each and every day. And their people are not talking. Minister, everything has to do with politics. They are the one. Katsina is Hausa land. The people that are doing governor, like the one I know since I grew up, all of them are Fulanis. The 4 governors are Fulanis. Why? Kano is only one Hausa. All of them are Fulani. Even vice governor is Fulani.
Ṣó ti gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ọmọbìnrin yìí sọ àti tí chief of defence staff àwọn army sọ jọ kí ni ìyàtọ̀ tó rí níbẹ̀ ìwọ tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tó torí ẹ̀sìn fẹ́ kọ ìran ẹ̀ kalẹ̀ mo fi ẹ́ bi ẹni kí ni ìyàtọ̀ tó rí wọ́n ló wà political kí lọmọbìnrin náà sọ òun náà sọ pé ó wà political wọ́n ní àwọn Haúsá àtàwọn Fúlàní àwọn ò kì í ṣe nǹkan kan náà àwọn Fúlàní dìde wọ́n láwùsá Fúlàní làwọn kí lọmọbìnrin yìí náà sọ ó láwọn ò kì í ṣe nǹkan kan náà but they claim they are Haúsá Fúlàní gbogbo ohun tó jẹ́ post nílùú wọn wọ́n ti gbà tán no mo kàn fẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni ó lè má mọ̀ tó bá wá lé wọn lé Haúsá ibo náà ń darí bọ̀ ọmọ ọmọ darí bọ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àbí tó Haúsá ti dìde wọ́n ti jí lójú oorun wọn nísìn wọ́n ti rẹ́dì láti gbára wọn kalẹ̀ yet we have Fúlàní Ìlọrin nílẹ̀ Yorùbá we have Fúlàní Ìbàdàn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá Fúlàní Ìwó nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n wá ń fẹ́ àwọn ọmọ yín ní kẹ̀tíkẹ̀tí àwọn ọmọ yín ní ọdún wọn fẹ́ ọmọ tèmi Ọlọ́run sì ní jẹ́ wọ́n wá ń fẹ́ àwọn Yorùbá ní kẹ̀tíkẹ̀tí àwọn Yorùbá tó tẹ̀lé wọn ní o ní kẹ̀tíkẹ̀tí wọ́n fowó entice many of them tó mọ̀ pé láìkì owó láti gba ilẹ̀ wa lọ́wọ́ wa kí Haúsá tó wá jí ní 2024 yìí láti 1804 tí Usman Dan Fodio ti lọ sílẹ̀ Haúsá Sokoto ẹ wo 1804 sísìn sí 2024 how many years nìyẹn ẹ calculate èmi ò lọ sí school how many years nìyẹn wọ́n ṣe wá jí ní 2024 kó tó di pé chief of defence staff bọ́ síta wá sọ tó sọ yìí ṣe wọ́n pé ó sọ pé kéèsì tó táwọn filẹ̀ táwọn àdírẹ́sì ni ó láwọn àwọn àdírẹ́sì ẹ̀ because wọ́n ti wo ilẹ̀ wọn wọ́n ní lithium wọ́n ní gold wọ́n ní diamond why will you say wọ́n pa màálù ẹ̀ wá kò bọ́n wọlé chief of defence staff ló ń sọ pé wọ́n kó irinṣẹ́ burúkú wọlé weapons láti defend ara wọn wọ́n wá lórí ilẹ̀ onílẹ̀ lórí ìlú onílùú tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá hùwà kà wọ́n pa màálù yín ẹ wá ń pa àwọn ọmọ onílùú ẹ ń pa àwọn ọmọ onílùú bó ṣe wù yín ẹ àwọn ọmọ onílùú ti jí ń sìn wọ́n ti ń fa àparí iṣu hàn àlejò yín wọ́n ní ẹ kú òǹbẹ̀ wọ́n lè rí ọmọdé ní wọ́n ní ẹ kú òǹdìdò àwọn ti ṣe tán táwọn fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ àwọn. ọmọ wa dé sílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹjọ́ kí la máa torí wo ò fẹ́ Yorùbá nation o èmi ò dẹ̀ rẹ́dí àti bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ni mo fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún ò fẹ́ Yorùbá nation pọ́blẹ́mù tiẹ̀ nìyẹn èmi ò rẹ́ mi kàn rẹ́ ó kàn wù mí ni ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́ máa ń wùyàn mo kàn decide ni pé mi rẹ́dí àti bẹ́ẹ̀ anybody ìdá ò láìkẹ́ àbó ò láìkẹ́ kò sí nǹkan tó kàn mí mi ò rán iṣẹ́ àwọn atájọ́ mọ ọkọ àwọn adájọ́ bàbá Tinubu mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ yín lẹ́bẹ̀ kan ṣe pé àwọn pípù yìí sin ilé ògbà ọ̀nà ògbà tó ń ṣe wé àárẹ̀ àgbà ó ti bá wọn Haúsá ń lé wọn Ìgbò ti lé wọn finally ẹ wà lórí àlééfà ni wọ́n ń lé rí àtẹ̀yẹ àtàwọn àgbàgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tẹ́ bá kọ̀ tí ẹ jẹ́ ká dá dúró á jẹ́ wípé ìkà ayérayé Ọlọ́run gan ò lè dáríjì yín kò sí mi ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan tẹ́ lè tún ṣe síwájú Ọlọ́run.
I've been traveling around the globe to campaign and sell Nigeria. I've been traveling around the globe to campaign and sell Nigeria. I've been traveling around the globe to campaign and sell Nigeria. I've been traveling around the globe to campaign and sell Nigeria.